and press this button, that should close. Over here, you can press this button to open this lid. This is what the front seat looks like. Hi guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. Today we are driving the BYD Type 3. This vehicle is currently only available in China, but I'm taking you a full tour and full drive for this new off-road look compact size SUV offered by BYD. You may find the logo strange. This is not an BYD logo. Instead, it is a Fangchengbao logo. This is translated to Formular Leopard. So BYD does have a few brands or sub-brands into the Chinese market. The Formular Leopard does have this as the smallest entry off-road look SUV. They do have the Leopard 5, which is actually the same sort of platform against the BYD Shark 6 that's available in the overseas market. They also have a Leopard 8, which is a kind of full-size 6 or 7-seater SUV. Today we are driving the smallest vehicle. So the range of this vehicle is pure electric. There's no plug-in hybrid, unlike the other two we mentioned. And this one is more like a compact size. This kind of competes with something like a BYD Yuan Plus, which is the Atto 3, but it is a lot more off-road look. So on the market, similar vehicle you can find is going to be the Chery iCar, which is you have the Chery iCar 03. So those are similar to this pure electric and offers a similar look and similar size overall. In terms of size, this is about 4.6 meters long with the wheelbase and everything, but that includes the whole cover at the back. The vehicle real length is going to be about 4.4 meters, so it is compact to medium size overall. The wheelbase stretched to more than 2.7 meters since this is the pure electric platform, so it is rather long. The width is about 1.9, the height is about 1.8 also, as far as I believe. There are different grades available. This one is the mid to top spec. The top spec will also have a drone platform on the top that includes a DJI drone, which is really cool. I don't think many people will go for that. This is the sweet spot for features and for everything. Now this vehicle is available in 2-wheel drive and in 4-wheel drive. This one we're driving today is the 4-wheel drive version. The 4-wheel drive version does have the twin motor, bigger battery, which is 73 kWh for this particular range. And it achieves about 4.9 seconds from 0 to 100. From the styling, this one has all the stickers and everything. We can't really see too much, but at the front, you are getting a big chunky LED lights, very rugged, solid bars at the front, piano black trim. Over here, you can actually open the Frunk. I'm gonna try opening it again, just like that. It's an electric Frunk, even on the base model. Opening it up, we are getting around 159 or so liters, which is actually really large. The opening is also really cool. The opening looks like this. It is a cool looking shape, nevertheless. This is the benefit of being a full electric. You are getting the Frunk, and the benefit of electric opening is really cool as well, since you are not gonna need to open the lever from the inside and then manually pull it up and press this button. That should close. It is very cool. It is very nice. On the front wheel arch, you are getting these flares over here. The wheel arch again looks quite bulky. They are plastic. On the side, this is equipped with 19. You can also go to the 18 from the base spec. GT tires again. From the side, the profile looks just like we mentioned. It's quite boxy, so the aerodynamic on this is not going to be really great, but being a boxy shape, this is what you get. Pick at the interior. We're gonna go into that soon. So in the vehicle, you are getting these flush-looking door handles. They are gonna go in once you lock the vehicle. And now the charger is over here. Again, just like all the other BYD vehicles, the vehicle load is standard. You're getting slow and fast charge. Fast charge on this vehicle can go over 200 kilowatts on the peak power. Then at the back, there's a little bit sloping roof lines. Over here, you can see the lines. Slim tail lights over here. The name is Type 3. Then you have the 4.9 seconds logo. That means this vehicle achieves from 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds. But do remember, if you get a 2-wheel drive version, that's about 7.9 seconds. Over here, you can press this button to open this lid. There is no space saver. Instead, you are getting about 26 liters of the lead space, which is actually really cool for the size of this car. And then open the rear boot is from here. The boot is rather small since this is a pure electric platform. You are getting some storage over here with subwoofers. Some lower versions will get a little bit more storage, and then on the top, that's the storage. It's not mentioned on the brochure how many liters you are going to get, but with the shelf like this, I think it's going to be about 300 liters also. So not massive, but again, this is off-roader focused, so it's not going to be huge. Over here, cargo over here, boot opening over here as well. Now step to the back, we're gonna try the seats. So at the front, I've adjusted the seat to my sitting position at about 178 centimeters tall. I've got okay amount of legroom, great amount of foot space, and on the top there is a panoramic sunroof. This wet leather won't be for everyone, but you can option black, you can option other colors of course. On the door bends, you are getting the premium speakers, and the door bend feels really great. Closing door. It's alright, it's not too bad at all. And yeah, the door bends looks alright, build quality is nice. Plastic over here, leather trims, soft leather trims on the top, leather trims as you touch. There is ambient lightings, and the seat back can be adjusted. The angle is great. Cup holders over here, again that carry on for the Formula Leopard design. Air vents looks cool, USB-C and USB-A charging looks really cool. Now this is what the front seat looks like. Let's dive inside. As we mentioned, flush looking door handles. Sitting side, this is nice premium as well. 15.6 inch to be exact on that one, and 12.3 inch to be exact at the front. There is no head-up display on this particular version, and this is how the key looks like. Again, Fangchengbao logo at the back and a couple buttons at the front. Now the steering feels like what you can find on the BYD Shark 6. You get mode control over here, traction control or off-road controls over here. You do got another mode switch over here for the driving mode. There is one single pedal shift. The reason being, on the Chinese versions, pretty much all the new BYDs available in the Chinese market, you are getting a smart drive assist on the motorway. For this particular version, some do have the city driving smart drive as well, and then indicators, wipers are behind the steering. At the front, dashboard again feels very similar to other BYD vehicles. You can control a few things by pressing the menu button on the left and on the right. The center screen again feels like what you can find on the BYD C-Line 7 or the BYD Shark 6. Everything is quite fast, it's very easy to control. You can do different things among the apps, among the air cons, and do 3 fingers for everything. Settings is all located on the side. Again, this is the left-hand drive. Looks very different from the New Zealand right-hand drive version, of course. The screen does not rotate, by the way, but it is as sharp as you'd imagine on any of the BYD vehicles. That's pretty much that. Center console, 50 watts charging over here, and resting pad on the right. There is a couple of accessories, I think one being the light and torch, one being a rescue tools or something like that, or maybe microphone actually, one being a microphone. So yeah, they are quite cool. They're just located on the side of the panel. That design is nice. There is also additional storage underneath with more USB chargings, and then the buttons over here feels very similar to what you can find on the BYD Shark 6. Stop-start button, cameras, and also other things, auto hold. And there is a smart drive, which means the vehicle does do self-parkings and other things, but again, that's only available on most of the Chinese versions. Underneath, 2 cup holders, and over here you get the storage space, but not only just storage. In the Chinese version on the high spec, you are getting a sort of refrigerator. You can turn it cool or hot, whatever you like. You can see -10, -2, -3 degrees. So that keeps the drink really nice and chill. So that's really cool. That's pretty much about the interior. I love the interior overall. Let's give it a drive to see how this goes. All right, let's get started. First thing, visibility on the vehicle. Left side is really good, and the right side is really good too. The rear windscreen is on the small side, but you are expecting on this. There's no full-size spare, so you're actually going to be okay. The bonnet line is really high. Being a small, boxy shaped vehicle, you're going to see everything on the bonnet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get it on the road. Again, 360 camera is standard, and do remember this vehicle is available for the smart drive and all the self-driving assistant things. Talking about battery, we are going to see 2 battery range on this vehicle. The smaller version and the rear-wheel drive is available in 65 kWh battery, And then the bigger version of this one is about 73 kilowatt hour battery. So they are all BYD blade technology, so LFP batteries of course. The CLTC range on these vehicles are about 501 kilometers, so not massive, being considerate of the CLTC is quite high range. If it goes to WLTP, I would say it falls about 400 kilometers. So it's not built to be a long-range electric vehicle. Being something with the boxy shape and off-road look, this is not going to be superb on the aerodynamic, hence the range reduction overall. All right, we're going to do a quick acceleration. 1, 2, 3. Again, that feels really good. The boost, the first part of acceleration is kind of smooth, not super responsive or aggressive, but this is what you expect from a BYD vehicles. They're quite standard across the range, not going to be very aggressive. But do remember, this is the all-drive version. This one produces 310 kilowatts of power, more than 500 something of Newton meters of torque. So still massive. The rear-wheel drive version of this will produce 160 kilowatts and 310 Newton meters, by the way. I forgot to mention the pricing for the walk-around part, and the pricing for this vehicle is around 134,000 Chinese yuan and to about close to 200,000 Chinese yuan. In equivalent to New Zealand dollars, that's about 31 to 32,000 starting price, and then 45 to 46,000 New Zealand dollars equivalent. I doubt that's going to be the price if this car makes its way to the New Zealand market, but that's for your judgment and indications. Anyway, driving on the road, the car feels really soft and the dampers works quite well. As expected, pretty much all BYD vehicles I've tested is going to be very soft, very agile around the corners and things. They are going to offer a great support, and this one have the 19-inch alloys, feels good overall. Steering response is okay. Under certain modes, they feels quite stiff, but under the comfort mode we're driving right now, it just feels all right. Again, as standard as some BYD vehicles, you're not going to make it as a super sporty vehicle. This car does have about 170 millimeters of ground clearance. Again, not a massive ground clearance for an off-road side vehicle. These may not be able to compete with things like Suzuki Jimny in terms of off-road capability, but as in terms of city driving, this feels as soft as you wish and as comfy as you wish overall. And as we mentioned, this is the all-wheel drive version, so the power delivery is really smooth, as you expect from a dual motor electric vehicle. Yeah, overall a driving experience is really nice. It's probably not as comfy as something like a standard BYD standard vehicle, but do remember this car can take you off-road among places. So yeah, it feels right. It feels quite solid on the road. The suspension setup is, I think, double wishbone in the front and multi-link at the back. I will need to confirm on that. So it's not a body-on-frame chassis, by the way, unlike the Leopard 5, Shark 6, or the Leopard 8. Instead, this is just a standard city driving focused vehicle with a little bit more potential on the off-road, if you wish to do that way. And most of the road conditions in the Chinese roads, like where I'm living, it's quite flat, it's quite soft, it's quite straightforward, there's not much turnings. So that's why a lot of these cars are going to be focused on the comfort part instead of handling part. But this car still feels quite agile. And even on the higher speed, this feels really solid overall. So very pleasant to drive this sort of vehicle. It is a bit more driver focused than something like a BYD Atto 3 or the BYD C-Line 6. You can definitely feel the steering handling is definitely there. And on these roads, it's a little bit rougher than what we just drove, and you can still feel the shakes on the vehicle, but overall it's not that unpleasant on the driver's seat as we speak. The noise cancellation also is really good. The build quality is nice, so there's no issue on that part either. As we're driving, you can also see the vehicle dashboard. It's picking up all the lines, even the trucks behind us and things like that. The reason being, all these new BYD vehicles in China does come with a lot of sensors around the vehicle, cameras around the vehicle. This one has more than 12 sensors and cameras, just so they can see the roads. They can offer you a lot more protection than the standard BYD vehicles in the past. All right, I think that pretty much sums up what we want to talk about for the BYD Type 3. Very different vehicle from what we get in the New Zealand market. I'm not even sure this vehicle will be considered for the overseas market at all, but nevertheless, it is a cool looking vehicle with really good driving dynamics overall. It is a pure electric, by the way. What do you think? Do you want to see this sort of vehicle in the New Zealand market, in the overseas market? Please let us know in the comment down below. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Subscribe and like if you enjoy the content.